got me cornered. I'm low on ammo. If you can hear me, I'm on sub-level 9. News station...
Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Gamers. This is part 16 of Halo 3 ODST. It is the level Data Hive, and we are in the end game now. And as you notice, I unlocked an achievement there, Good Samaritan. You get that for basically not killing any of the engineers in the Mombasa streets level. You have to go through the entire game, obviously, well, not a single playthrough, obviously, because I didn't do this as a single playthrough, but you have to go through the entire game, basically, in order for it to work. There's also a different one that I think it's... I can't remember if you have to kill 10 or 20, but it's called Naughty Naughty. So yeah. I mean, I didn't actually see any engineers. I saw one, I think. Yeah, one engineer the entire time. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. But, yeah. I don't think there was many engineers in the Mombasa streets level. I know there was a few in the different campaign levels, but yeah, in the single, like in the free roam exploring Mombasa streets level, I think I only came across one, maybe two. Yeah, I remember it was near the superintendent supply cache. There was three then. There was one that was with a bunch of brutes. Where they strapped a bomb to it and it exploded, but I didn't shoot at it, so it wasn't a problem for me. And then when I went near the superintendent supply cache, there were two there. So three across the entire game, and I didn't shoot at them. But yeah, I think if you want the other achievement, which obviously you'd have to do that in a different playthrough, in a second playthrough, you have to kill, I think, 20 of them. Now, yes, Data Hive, we have to go underground, and unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but, well, I kind of screwed this up. Not in the fact that I, screwed up how I, like I died or messed up like the level or the recording or anything like that, but because of something that'll happen. We'll see it. I don't know if it's soon, but I think it's pretty early on in this level. Well, I know it's on this level, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty early on. And unfortunately, I might have ammo at the moment, so I'm going to have to get some more. I'm recording this actually on Christmas Day. Yes, I know I have nothing better to do. No, I do. It's just I have some time and, well, about 40 minutes. And I thought, well, this is a half-an-hour video. Technically less with, 25 minutes. Technically less with the cutscenes. So I'll record the Halo 3 video, and then I don't have to do the commentary for this tomorrow. I can't believe that brute took 2 fuel rod cannons to the face. Yes, this guy over here, this ally, quote unquote, over here, this cop. Now, you heard me mention before about the mission, the audio log things that you have to collect. And it's an achievement, and I said I would do that as like part 8 of Mombasa Streets, just as a sort of walkthrough thing. I haven't recorded that yet, but oh yeah, I was slightly confused on what I had to do for some reason. I was like, oh, I have to. He's like, oh, you have to hit the switch, and then I was like, is that a switch? No, that's a health pack. And I was like, where the hell is this switch? I don't know. But yeah, this cop here, he is a quote unquote ally. I mean, he's really going to help us. And you can get through the entire game without, like this entire level, without revealing what, like, happens. Well, what his true intentions are. You can get through this entire level without that. But I'll just tell you it in case you have never played ODST before and you want to know, and you will know what I'm talking about. Basically, he's got a shotgun there, and he is a corrupt cop, basically. I don't know the name of the superintendent of the police in this game, but basically Sadie's story is the superintendent is... It's got a program in it that's basically designed to protect Sadie from, I think, the chief of police. Yeah, the chief of police, and that guy is one of the cops that's on his payroll of being corrupt. And yeah, there's a bit in this level that unfortunately I didn't show, and that's what I meant by I screwed up. There's a bit in this level where he, like, sort of, his goal is, like, I don't know what exactly, because I have never actually done the story of Sadie. I'm just remembering this off, like, the Halo wiki, so I might have some information wrong. But I'm pretty sure Sadie is, like, she's like the daughter of the guy that designed the superintendent, and then she uncovered this sort of conspiracy involving the chief of police. So it's like this guy is going down here to delete some of the data that would reveal the chief of police's corruption or something like that. I think that's what he's trying to do. But unfortunately, there's a bit in the level, I don't know if I'll be able to point it out. There's certainly a bit, it might be here, where he's starting to... there's a bit where he goes in a room, and I'm thinking it must be here while I'm fighting all these enemies. Basically, where he's like, if you go in... No, it's not. It's later on in the level, and basically, he goes in a room, and he... It's probably here, because he's running away, actually. He's avoiding all these enemies that I have to kill. But yeah, you essentially go in. He goes in the room, and if you spot him, if you go in the room with him, he goes, "Oh, I have to kill you." He basically turns into an enemy. It's the only time I haven't played Infinite yet. Prefacing that, but it's the only time I believe where there's an actual human enemy in Halo. I think apart from some, like, drugged out Marines maybe in the original Halo, which you don't even come into contact with, it's sort of like an Easter egg, but they are technically enemies. I think that guy is the only actual enemy in the game. I think it's probably now, he's probably looking for it. It's around here. But basically, if you go in the room with him, he turns into an enemy, and you have to kill him. Otherwise, basically, you just continue going through the level, and there's a bit where you have to jump down into the next level, and a bunch of drones come out and kill him. I mean, that's a spoiler, but yeah, that's basically. Well, I think it's literally right here now. Yeah, you press the button, and you jump down because there's nothing there. But he can't because there's a bunch of... Yeah, here we go. Bunch of drones that are killing him. Now, they don't actually kill him if you actually look in theatre mode. He literally is just there and disappears. So I guess he managed to actually delete his... I mean, you can't stop him. But I guess in the lore-wise, he managed to delete the files unless Virgil... or the superintendent, I've spoiled that, but yeah, unless Virgil has a backup. But yeah, now we don't have any help, which is annoying because there's loads of brutes here. And at some point we are going to be coming up to a cutscene. It's very soon, I can see it on the timeline, where I've increased the audio of the game. So yeah, we'll be coming up to that, and I'll have to shut up. But that's probably in about a minute or two, so I can keep talking. But after that cutscene, I think I'll talk about Christmas, and I'm actually going to talk. I'm not going to talk really about the movie, but I watched a movie last night, Christmas Eve, called Deck the Halls, and it's not really going to be a review, but it's going to sort of going to be a review, if you know what I mean. It's a film, let's just say that. And I'll leave it at that until basically the cutscene is over and I can talk about it. Because I know I definitely do not have enough time to talk about it coming up. Basically, like, before this cutscene. To get out what I want to say. But yeah, we've got to go down. And I'm a bit of an idiot. Because I went through this gap. Through this door, I should say. It's a couple of doors down, actually. But you keep going through here. I don't think there's any enemies, really. If there is, there's one or two. Oh, yeah, there is. There's some jackals. And a brute, actually. I forgot about this room. But yeah, there's basically a bit where you walk down a corridor, and then I got to the end and I didn't see the prompt, and I walked back out the corridor, and I was like, wait, hang on, no, I have to go back to down the corridor. So don't do that when you if you play this level. If you are playing through Halo after I've done this Let's Play. Yeah, killing all those drones. I suppose I technically don't have to, but it's useful. There we go. See, go through this corridor, and yeah, down this corridor here. Go here, up to this door, and I missed the prompt that says knock on the door, and I walked back out because I was like, it's a red light, can't go that way. No, that is the way you have to go and turn back around. So yeah, here we go. Cutscene coming up. Enjoy.
It's you. I thought... Never mind. What was your name again? Inside, now! This way, and stay quiet. Some idiots blew the building at the top of the shaft. Woke the whole hive. Down there? That's the superintendent, the AI that runs every system in the city. My mission, our mission, is to secure the superintendent's data. Problem is, there's only one way in from here, right through the hive. It would have been suicide to go alone, and I was hoping for more backup. But I guess you're it. You've been solo since we dropped. Fighting on the surface? Unless you spent all night hiding in your pod, you must know your stuff. Show me.
Right, so yes, Deck the Halls. It is a Christmas movie, and if you are planning on watching it this Christmas, my answer to that would be essentially don't. It's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad movie. I mean, it stars Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito, and you'd think it'd be pretty good. The entire plot is basically that Danny DeVito, Matthew Broderick's character runs basically the Christmas festival in this town. I don't know why I said town like that, but he runs a festival in the town, and Danny DeVito's character moves in, and he wants his house to be, like, he discovers that essentially Google Earth exists, and he wants his house to be seen from space at night, because apparently, Google Earth has live footage. It doesn't, but let's just pretend that it does for the purposes of this movie, because that is the movie's plot. And essentially, he becomes known as the Christmas guy because he starts getting all his house filled with lights to do that. And Matthew Broderick's character basically hates him because obviously he was known as the Christmas guy previously. And then they get into a bunch of fights over stuff like his Christmas tree being destroyed, and there was a bit with where Matthew Broderick's character fires. No, I'm not doing this justice on how bad this is, but seriously, there's this bit where Matthew Broderick's character fires fireworks at Danny DeVito's house to destroy the lights, and it's really not great. But also, Matthew Broderick's wife and Danny DeVito's wife and their kids are all friends. They become friendly with each other, so it's literally just the two men neighbours that hate each other. And then there is this really awkward scene where the wife, this is a spoiler, but believe me, bear in mind this is a PG rated family comedy. First of all, when we're introduced, I mean, I'm not no prude, believe me, but it's really awkward for a PG rated family comedy. When you get introduced to Danny DeVito's wife, it's basically that well, first of all, the two daughters are essentially sluts. There's a scene with where Danny DeVito's wife is hanging up a painting that is her nude, although you don't actually see anything. There is a scene... she reveals that she met Danny DeVito after he was perving on her while she was posing nude for the photo. He was looking through the window, and apparently she liked him enough to date him, despite the fact that he's like 20 years older than her. There's also, what's the other bit? Danny DeVito's wife and Matthew Broderick's wife essentially tells them at the festival, there's a bit where they're deciding to battle each other at the festival. They essentially tell each other to make themselves friends again. Because they did start out friends a little bit at the start of the movie, when they met each other. And there's this, and essentially they do become friends briefly at the festival, until Matthew Broderick's character essentially starts shouting, "Who's your daddy?" at a slutty Santa that's dancing on a stage. It's a female Santa, obviously, only to discover that it's his daughter. PG-rated family comedy from 2006. Yeah, it's really not great. It's really not funny. It's really quite awkward. The ending is basically that they do become friends after they both lose their family because they get annoyed at how they're fighting, and then everyone in the town decides to help Danny DeVito put more lights on his house. And then for some reason Google Earth has live updating and it can be seen from space, and then the movie ends. It doesn't really explain why Danny DeVito's character actually wanted his house to be seen from space, but whatever, we'll just gloss over that. It's really not a good family comedy. It's not good at all, really. It's not even, I wouldn't even say it's a good comedy. I mean, if you look on Rotten Tomatoes, it had a critic score of like 6. And I was thinking, it can't be that. There's been bad movies I've watched before and I've gone, this is actually quite redeeming, but critics have no idea what the hell they're talking about. This is not one of them. It was a pretty bad movie. I really do not recommend it. I mean, in the UK we have this sitcom called Mrs. Brown's Boys. Critics absolutely hate that, and there is, but it's very popular. So, it has to be doing something right, and there's a lot of people that hate it, but it's also like, it's quite popular. There is admittedly, in the first series of Mrs. Brown's Boys when it was all new, quite some funny moments, but it aged itself. If it stopped on the first series, probably would have been quite good and, remembered more than it was, remembered for better than it's gonna be, because it keeps going on and on and on. In fact, while I'm recording this right now, there's a new Christmas special being on, and it's been on for 10 years, and it's literally the same jokes over and over again. But the point, what I was trying to make with that comparison with Mrs. Brown's Boys is essentially that has an audience, and where people, I can see there was funny bits in it. There were quite funny bits in the first series. Not here. Not in Deck the Halls. I don't even watch it as a curiosity like I did. It's not worth it. And there's another cutscene coming up. So like I said, perfect amount of time for me to essentially talk about this movie. But yeah, do not watch Deck the Halls if you plan on watching it this Christmas season. Believe me, I spent last Christmas Eve watching it, and it wasn't worth it. Anyway, enjoy this next mission cutscene.
Don't shoot! We've seen them before on other ops, but we've never gotten this close. Best we can tell, they're prisoners or slaves. Either way, They don't like the Covenant any more than we do. I spotted this one in the tunnels. Watched it access comm lines, security cameras, traffic controls, you name it. Eventually it'd hold up here. Oni calls them engineers. Believes they're some sort of biological supercomputers. If I'm right, this one has taken the superintendent's data and combined it with its own. Everything we want to know about the Covenant, what they're looking for into the city, is right in here. Damn! Buggers must have raised the alarm. Buck!
Veronica? Where the hell are you?
Data center, but we're coming out.
We?
No time to explain, but do not, I repeat, do not shoot anything pink.
Whatever you say, just come on!
Those brutes are here for the engineer. They'll kill it if they get the chance. You, stay behind me, okay?
You know, for some weird alien snake floating creature thing, it looks quite cute, actually. Yeah. Now we basically have to fight our way out of here, and thankfully, Virgil, which is its nickname, gives us some help, basically, with that overshield. Unfortunately, I managed to walk. Well, I didn't. They flew over me, I guess. Those brutes. But yeah, there's an absolute crap ton of them. But yeah, he gets hurt a lot, unfortunately. Not intentionally, but yeah, it's a bit difficult to protect him when you're playing as one person, because the AI just wants to basically fight the Covenant. So that would essentially be your job, but obviously the AI isn't that great at killing the Covenant. So, yeah. I did like how I managed to kill that brute there by sticking that... is it a brute grenade? I can't remember. Is it a brute grenade? I don't know what it's called. I would look it up on Google, but unfortunately I actually have Chrome closed for purposes, essentially, because it's quite... I've opened it now, but let's look. Brute grenade Halo. Yes, the spike grenade is actually what it's called. I like how to just type in brute grenade made it come up low, mainly because I think it's used by brutes, so that's probably why Halo Wiki accepts that. It is most notable for its adhesive properties, using its spikes to stick onto the target. Well, it hasn't really worked for me throughout the campaign. If you've noticed, it always seems to bounce off. But yeah, it actually worked that time. But yeah, we've essentially got to fight out this building. We've got some overshields from Virgil. And it's honestly worth listening to the cutscene, to the audio in this game. The character dialogue, I'm going to unfortunately talk over it, but actually I might shut up here, because I think this is where the dialogue happens. But it's...
Don't worry, we have a key.
I actually don't know if they're talking.
I've seen hundreds of these things today. Why is this one so important?
This engineer knows what the Covenant's after. If I could safely capture more of them, I would. What they know could win the war.
Oh.
You haven't killed any of them, have you?
No! Well, maybe one or two.
Nice work.
How was I supposed to know?
Yeah, if you remember, we killed a shit ton of them. We made a whole bunch from blow up. So yeah, I just thought that was a funny conversation. But yeah, I was trying to listen out for when that conversation was happening, because obviously I have the audio heavily reduced for the recording purposes, because I don't want an echo with the microphone. But yeah, we're coming actually right up to the end of the level here. Basically we're getting this elevator and that's it. So this has been part 16 of Halo 3 ODST. It's been the level Data Hive. I hope you have enjoyed. Next time, I can't remember what the name level is now, but it's going to be essentially the last proper mission, and then we'll be doing Mombasa Streets. Thank you very much for watching, and